Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get them back now. Anybody? I think they should be coming on now. Come on, guys.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Where's the pretty one?
I'm trying to get her back.
Makeup. Oh, she could make good money as a makeup artist. She could. No, I'm being serious. There's nothing wrong with that earning a living out of it.
I've sent you a request, Morgan.
Oh, my head's going. Lovely energy. Nice. Yeah.
I felt such a shift like this week, you know.
Oh,
I feel
I fucking did. When was it? Tuesday, I did crying all day. Today, I've been in and out of sleep. Yeah. A werewolf here. You all right, baby? Listen. This, what you're doing needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because we need to see not just gay people, trans people. I don't even know what to call myself. Different, right? I don't even like putting a label. I am me. Me is me. And
doing this for,
right?
you know, and I need to show more and speak my
There's
mind.
too many two-faced people out there. Too many fucking two-faced, duplicitous people. And I'm sick of it. Yeah? I'm sick of it. So.
Well, it's like everything we were talking about, you know, it makes people not trust the truther movement. If LGBT people feel like the world is wrong and they look to pages like mine, and I'll give an example. I even had a gay guy message me once saying, oh, I've followed some of the pages that you're following and they're sharing stuff like this. And he sent me a link to something that was quite homophobic. And I thought, this is why people are turning away, because they're hearing about us being far right in the media and then they're coming online and seeing this because they don't understand the context of why people are posting about it. They just see it as hateful, you know? So I think
People can't help how they are. I'm not talking about the pedos. I'm not talking about the child predators. I'm talking about grown people. They can't help you. You are how you are. Now, if I don't like your energy, it's got nothing to do with how you are. What people do in their privacy is their own business. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's their own business, right? You shouldn't have to hide who you are or how you are, or trying to, like, you know, look how many gay people. Yeah, how you doing, I can't even say the name. It's you, right? Look how many people have had to be in marriages. Yeah, gay men have had to be in marriages, and they didn't want to be there, but they had to be there because they had no choice. They've had to live a lie. They were forced to live a lie because of society. Yet the rich people and the entitled people, they could do what they fucking wanted, couldn't they?
Yeah, and the same people that are advocating for all of this, like Biden, was homophobic just a few decades ago. So
He's a pervert. He's not. I tell you what he is. He's a pervert. He is. You know that one about. You must have seen that one where he's talking about the children, and when he goes the hairs on his legs when they're suntanned and they sit on his lap, and I'm like, this is the Emperor Tiberius. Tiberius, the nutcase. Yeah, Tiberius came after Octavius. Julius Caesar, Octavian, and Tiberius. And after Tiberius, Caligula. So you've got the timeline there. Tiberius used to have his little fish, he used to call them little children, yeah, that he used to do unspeakable things with. and they used to have to nibble at his legs when he was in his pool. And when he'd finished with them, he'd throw them off the side of. He was he could not handle being emperor. He was so paranoid, so he retired to his fortress on the island of Capri. He used to throw them. He used to throw them off the fucking edge, yeah, to their deaths. Right? These people are disgusting. Right? He's homophobic. He is money. He's all about the money. Who can pay him the most? If the Soros movement, he was a very sick man, Caligula, but that's because of Tiberius. Yeah, Tiberius killed. I'm just replying here. Tiberius killed his father, Germanicus. He starved his mother to death, and he had him on the island as a prisoner, and he had him indulging in all that madness. So you can understand where the sickness came from. That's where the sickness came from. And this is another thing. Did you see the thing in Boston? The 4 or 5 children were found in that place where the trannies were, and they were partying and doing all sorts of shit, and one of them passed out. Did you see that? I'll screenshot it, I'll send it to you. All right? So what about the gay people that have brought up nieces and nephews because the mother couldn't do it? What about them? Right? What about gay couples? What about gay couples that are decent gay couples and they bring up kids and they do it well and they make sure that they bring up doctors and lawyers and what have you, right? So what about them? So how many? Don't tell me there are, you know, at least 70% of families have got a gay member in them somewhere.
Yeah, like I was talking to someone a while ago who was saying there's such an increase in LGBT people, and they wanted to know why. That the increase is now that it's like 10% of the population. But I thought that's not an increase. Like I'm 38 now, and 20 years ago, if you'd asked me that, I probably would have said about 10%. So I think a lot of people are fabricating a lot of this hysteria.
They've always been there. They've always been there. In the past, they were called eunuchs. Yeah. How many? You look in the Bible, you'll find the eunuch who was ruling. Yeah, they had eunuch generals, they had eunuch leaders, they had eunuch general administrators. Right, call them gay, call them eunuchs, whatever you want to call them.
In Antinous, haven't we? So yeah,
you've been around forever. You've been around forever. The Bible don't condemn gay people; it condemns sodomites. You don't have to be man and man to do that.
Yeah.
So this hypocrisy about the gays, yeah, the same people that point the finger at gay people and give it all that, are the same people that say, you're a devil, you're a witch, you're this, you're that, you're blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck off. You know?
Yeah, I've had that too as well. And it's frustrating, you know, because people think that I'm godless and I'm not. Like, I do believe in God.
Godless.
Like, absolutely.
You're not godless. And the thing is that they've got to understand, because they don't know the history and they don't know the real teachings of Christ, and they don't know how the church operated and how it moved and how it adopted Christianity, you know, for its own secular gain to consolidate power.
Absolutely, yeah,
and
absolutely. And I was brought up Catholic.
So, and how many sects, SECTS, sects of early Christianity were obliterated by Rome, because you know, they're just like now, same way you got fact checkers now trying to, like, you know, control the narrative. Yeah, they were the fact checkers of their day. Only business thing was that you didn't get to go Facebook jail. You were fucking burnt. If you don't believe me, just look up Giordano Bruno, and see what the Catholic Church did to him. He was like a philosopher, Hermesis. You know, the people loved him. 7 years they tortured him to try and get him to retract. And in the end, they marched him out naked.
I've been reading Human Age, and it was a chapter about Hypatia's murder in Alexandria. She was a great mathematician, and the way they killed her. The killed her was so satanic. It was like a satanic ritual, but these were Christians that did this to her.
Supposedly. Because Christ never told us to go and do them things. Christ never told me to come and throw a stone at you. Christ never told me that. Christ told me to love you and show you kindness. So I don't know what Christ they're dealing with, but it ain't my Christ. I'll tell you that much. Fuck that shit. Okay, let's just say, yeah, you've got somebody that's a hater and they have to go emergency hospital, and the surgeon or the nurse, the head nurse that's looking out for them is gay. What are you going to do? You're going to refuse the treatment.
Mm.
You can't. You can't. But what I don't like is how they've taken this narrative and made it. No, you shouldn't be getting the job because you're this ethnicity or this sexual preference. You should be getting the job on your own merits. My sons are all mixed Caribbean. I don't want them getting a job because of positive discrimination. I want them getting the job because they impressed the person interviewing them, and the company said, "Yeah, we want this one." I don't want nobody to give me shit because I'm Greek. Fuck that. I don't want no one to
I
give me
think
that because I'm Greek.
more like that, people would naturally fall into the job roles that they're suited to and that they're happy with, and not jobs that they've been influenced that they should do to make a point, or to, like, I'm going to be the first woman to do this or whatever, like not actually wanting to do, but just to prove a point. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Fair enough.
And I think a lot of the people that talk about toxic masculinity fail to recognize the toxic masculinity that a lot of these women in power have used, and they've kind of betrayed their feminine power in
They're
exchange
sucked dick.
for
They're sucked dick. They got down on their knees. They got down on their knees till their knees have got fucking carpet burns. All right? That's how they got there. So they can shut their mouths. Camilla Harris included, because she boasted about it. She boasted about how she used rich old white men to get her climbing into position.
Yeah, and these women are always the cruelest to other women as well. That's the funny
Very,
thing.
very, 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 very. Yeah? Just leave the gays alone, man. Just leave the gays alone. What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with them? Don't look at them as, yeah? Because you can put a gay man in front of me and a straight man in front of me, right? I don't know what shit that straight man's done, you know? I don't know if he ties his woman up and slaps her around at night.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's like when people call the elites homosexual pedophiles all the time. It's like, it's almost like, okay, so there's no heterosexual pedophiles. Like, it's almost like they're trying to put that together. Do you know what I mean?
Sexual pedophiles, there's women pedophiles, yeah? They're just doing the devil's dirty work. My mum used to say, she used to say in Greek, when the devil ran out of wicked things to do, he started fornicating with his children. So that tells you two things: a natural act, and he's got seed on this earth. That tells you that. Because those kind of things is wicked and bad, and they want to mock it. They want to mock it. They want to mock it. And the other thing people got to watch out for is certain demographics that are seen in their coverings protesting, at the gay rights, or what is it, the fucking LGBTQ fucking RSTDU.
They're so proud that they have to hide their faces.
I'm talking about the ones with the hijabs on, yeah? And I understand that they are protesting that their children shouldn't have to see this filth in school. Fair enough. But what we have to remember is, because people have got short memory, that 3 years ago they jumped on the left bandwagon, the bandwagon of the left, and the gay rights and the women's movement. They jumped on there, no problem. The same people that will throw a gay off a building, are the same people that have little boys dancing for them, and they pass them around amongst each other. Okay, and that is fact. Go and see Google images of little blonde children with blue eyes, the Yazidi children in Iraq and Kurdistan, being auctioned off because of their light skin, their blue eyes, and their blonde hair. Auctioned off. Okay, so these people got in on the left ticket. Now they want to move in towards the conservative ticket as well. And if it's a Christian preacher protesting, they drag him off in handcuffs. How come they're not dragging them off? I'm not saying for them not to protest. And most of them, the same way Christians are blinded by what is and what isn't, they are blinded by what is and what isn't. Most of them can't read Arabic, have no understanding or what's in the text. Women are encouraged not to read because, you know, a woman will start looking and thinking, what the fuck is that there? What's that there? What's that there? And they're like, no, women can't read. Hence, they shot that little girl in the head that was reading, little Malalia. Remember that in Pakistan, they shot the little girl in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember her, little Malalia, because she could read?
Mm-hmm.
And the little girl that tore a page out of the Quran, she had learning difficulties. It wasn't her fault. She didn't know it was the Quran. They condemned her to death as well. So you got the hypocrisy in there as well. You understand me? So, but the reason that they got so far with the left is because the left wanted to, you know, bring through this agenda. Where's Morgan to tell us about the Bitcoin? She's right, the Bitcoin and all of that. She's absolutely right. Because while everyone's fighting, they're pushing through legislation, this, that, and the other. Have I frightened off Morgan? No, I haven't. I was nice to Morgan.
I think she was busy, so she didn't have time to come back on.
No,
but
that's
yeah.
okay. That's okay. But she did look good, though. She looked good. She looked good. The makeup was spot on. Do you know what I mean? She looked absolutely gorgeous. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to this kind of tranny. Plus, I've seen old trannies, old London. I've been to I went to a little tranny gathering, like all ages, years ago. They were so nice to me. They were lovely. They were lovely.
But this is saying to people, the world is such an illusion that these people that you see at these protests, you don't know who they are. You don't know if they're actors. You know, I suggested this.
You don't know if they're actors. You don't know if they're paid to be there. You don't know if they're government infiltrators. You don't know if they've been sent in to start fights and start shit, make shit kick off. You don't know.
Exactly.
None of us know. None of us
the world
know.
Of how do we really know what we're sharing? You know, you have to look
You
into
know, it's like, what are you picking on the Christians for? Yeah, you know, like, you know, the ones, you know, the story back, say, 6 years ago about the bake the cake Christian. You know that story. They drove 120 miles. Yeah, these gays, two gays, drove 120 fucking miles to pick a fight with a Christian baker, knowing that he's going to refuse.
Right.
So they're wrong and he's wrong. I said, yeah, all right, I bake the cake, no problem. There you go. Thank you. Have you got any more business for me? Business is business. Don't mix it up. Because you don't know if the straight man is walking through your door, has got children tied up in his basement. You don't know.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about, though. I remember that story. That was kind of what started it, really, wasn't it? And I remember it was around about the time that we went from having the same rights as all straight people to having the right to get married in churches. And that was like when I...
What do they want to get married in the church for? If they hate Christ so much, what do they want to get married in the church for? Just go and get your civil wedding so you can protect each other. So if one partner passes away, unfortunately, the other one's not left homeless. They can share the property and the legislation, the secular rights. You don't like the Christians? What do you want to go in the Christian church for, Pooh? Huh? Boo, what do you want to go in there for?
And you know what I am for agreeing with you on that, Mama? I'm a self-hating gay.
Oh no, you're not. You're lovely. You're absolutely lovely. You don't even look 38, baby. You look 28. You look 28, sweetie. These people, man, they need a kick in the ass. Yeah. And look what they put gays against groomers through. I mean, I know they're a conservative faction, but look what they put them through. I would hate to be one of them. Not hate to be one of them, but I would not like to be one of them. And can you imagine the amount of hate if you got what you got through your DMs? Can you imagine what they're getting?
Jesus, I know that's why I've put doing this off so much, because I realised I'm getting hate from both sides, and I'm kind of speaking out against my own community, even though I'm not really. But people are going to see it that way.
Because this is some cream, and this is some cream. Okay, they're both creams. They do different things. One is for bed sores, eczema, whatever. This is just a moisturizer, but they're both creams. They both go on the skin. They perform different things. You stick to your guns. What you feel, what you know inside of you, in the core of you, is the right thing. Yeah. I don't know how the other one thought I was going to go and get a chip. They ain't chipping me. They ain't chipping me. They ain't fucking chipping me. They would have to drag me out of my house. and I would go, yeah, I'd be fighting. Yeah, one of them at least is going A&E.
Yeah, the last 3 years have taught me that I know that now, that that's what I'd be doing as well. And it's really enlightening to know that about yourself, to have that gnosis, that knowledge. Do you know what I mean? So many people don't have that. And so many people, when they do wake up, are going to have such a crash, you know, and it's going to be painful for so many people when they start seeing that.
I feel it for, I feel it for the people that didn't know, yeah, that didn't know. I was getting a flu jab until 3 years ago. When I see a post on here, an young American guy, and he was very calm, and he said that inside the flu jab is formaldehyde, which is embalming fluid.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I went down to the surgery to pick up something, they said to me, "Oh, Mrs. Momma Zeus, do you want to book a flu jab?" I said, "When you can tell me why formaldehyde is one of the components," because I looked it up. I went and did my research. Always do your research. Yeah? And there it was. Formaldehyde is one of the components in the British vaccine. I'm like, in the British flu jab. And I'm like, okay. No, 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 no. No.
We wouldn't have even known that herself, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't know what's in it or what's in these things.
I'm just thinking that, those people that lost loved ones, especially the young ones. I'm not saying it's okay. We're all going to go at some point. Okay, all of us are going to go. Yeah, tomorrow's promised to no one. But those that had healthy children, and they believed they were doing the right thing. They weren't fighting us. They were just like going along, and because they trusted the government, they trusted the NHS. Because we used to have a brilliant NHS. It was the envy of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've gone along and got the jab, and next thing you know, 1 minute their child is fine in school, and the next minute their child has dropped down. And I'm thinking, can you imagine what these people are going through? And when they start looking into it, they start looking into what the conspiracy people have said, and they start seeing and they start researching. Oh my God, there's going to be an army of very angry people, and not just angry. Once they get past the anger, an army of committed people that have researched and got all their ducks in a line, and they don't want that. COVID's suddenly gone. There is no more COVID ski. The COVID has disappeared. We have the climate change and the killer bees, and eat the bugs, and you will be happy because you'll own nothing. Go fuck you, Klaus. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
And that's why when more people wake up, we need to be wary that the things that they see don't build up hatred in groups of people that are looking for scapegoats. So if they see a lot of posts by truthers that look homophobic and transphobic, and they're pointing out about the LGBT agenda, but these new people that are coming into the movement and waking up to reality of what's going on don't know the full story. They'll just see that side of it and they'll not really understand, and it'll create sort of extremist groups and things like that, in the future.
There is that too. But then again, you've got people that look pretty conservative that make posts and say, we don't care what you do. But when it comes to children, back away. Right? If two women want to live together, because you must have seen it in the community where there's women my age that have been with another woman for 20 years because they were beaten by men, they had awful lives, and they found solace and companionship with another woman, and they live together. Who the fuck are they harming?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't be telling them they're going to hell, because you're not fucking God. You ain't God. You ain't God. Sit your ass down, because you've got plenty of sins and plenty of shit to sort out. Don't be pointing the finger at anybody else.
I agree, absolutely.
You understand? Do you know? In the Gospels they tell us some bits about the trial of Jesus, but in the book of Nicodemus it goes into full. It's one of the apocryphal books that was left out. The book of Nicodemus gives you, and in the Dead Sea Scrolls, he was accused of sorcery. He was accused of healing people through devils. And even Pilate, the governor of Judea, who was a brute, he was a brute. There's no other word for him. He said, what do you mean this man healed with devils? What are you people talking about? I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he basically said to them. He said, you people are nuts. You people are nuts. We didn't say quite like that, but basically, you know, yeah. You people are nuts. What do you mean? What, devil is not going to heal you? Devil is going to drive you into the ground. What are you talking about? They were incensed. They were incensed because these people, the council of the Sanhedrin, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, had come to political power. They did business with the Romans. Yeah, just like our politicians are doing business with the globalists. Look, the same way the Kavitsky came and it went, the same way there. Right, we've got nothing. We're paupers. They're not after what we've got. They're after the rich. You think the man that's got 5 businesses and 2 holiday homes and land is going to sit there and let the government control his finances? Are you crazy? It's not going to happen, baby. First of all, and the smart cities, that's another one. I'll go to that in a minute. Right? Look at Rishi. His family are the ones that got the thing to do, that own the businesses to do with the digital marketing, innit?
Yeah.
You know more about it than I do, but in a nutshell, that's it. So you can see that he's a scumbag. He's a scammer. His wife as well.
Hidden hands. All the time.
And the digital city, the 15-minute cities, they are so greedy. And there's going to be so many little envelopes passing under the table, little brown envelopes passing back and forth under the table, that their greed is going to be their downfall. Yeah? Digital cities.
Man, I mean,
you can't even house the inner cities with us in it. You're going to tell me that I can't go from A to B? Are you crazy, fam? Are you going to lock me up in your cell? Put me in your cell. Yeah, I make sure my food has got this kosher when you bring it. Put me in my cell. I will sleep all day and all night, no problem.
The town that I'm in is going to be the UK's first smart city. They're making Sunderland, this new area of Sunderland, the UK's first major smart city, because we're the biggest manufacturer of electric cars as well in Sunderland. So they're building this whole thing. It's mad. It's crazy. Like,
so tell me, how does this smart city supposed to work?
I have no idea. I imagine they're all connected to like a smart grid, so that you have to have
Follow
your ID.
the money. If you're going to research, excuse me, if you're going to research and fight them, if you don't mind me giving you some advice, follow the money. Who's got the contract? You know, like that guy with the bald head used to come out, Mark, what was he called? You know the guy, the bald-headed guy that always used to wear the glasses, and he was at protests and things.
With the number 5.
Yeah, the guy that always used to have he used to sit and it'd be all like, you know, bicycle helmets behind him. Oh, you know the one. We don't see him no more.
Was it not Mark Steele?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And wasn't he one of the ones that got contracts to build those houses?
I think so, yeah. That's why there was something about
the same man that was coming out there telling us about COVID is the same man that is making money off the smart 15-minute city program.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that came out, we didn't see much of him, did he? Oh, they took his page down. And then he's parading around with that Kate Shimmer, you know, the natural nurse. The natural nurse with the blonde hair and the makeup and the face job. The natural nurse. In her £780,000 house. Yeah? Yeah? Which I don't mind. Good luck to her. But don't come out here and pretend you're one of us.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You understand what I'm saying? And another thing, I'm going to ask a question. I wish Morgan was here and could put some input. I don't know if the law has changed, but what people need to know is that to get the surgery, you have to go through a lot of psychoanalysis. Yes or no? Yes. You have to go on the hormones. You have to be psychoanalyzed. And I don't know if the legislation has changed, but back in the day, 30 years ago, you had to sign yourself off as being non-compos mentum, because castration, unless it's obviously for like cancer or whatever, is illegal. It's illegal in this country to perform castration for other than, you know, saving a life. So they would have the trannies sit there, pour out all their innermost inner pain and what have you, go through psychological torture basically every week or every 2 weeks, and then they would have them sign to say that they're not compos mentum and they want the surgery, so the doctor don't go to prison for doing the operation. I don't know if that still holds.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Interesting to look
into. I need to look into it. I need to look into it because I don't want to talk and say, "Oh well, this is what happens." But I remember many of my tranny friends. Yeah, they had to go through that. Thoughts of my day. How are you, sweetheart? They had to go through that whole masquerade. They used to have to go through that whole masquerade, and they had to be signed off as clinically insane.
Wow.
So that the doctor was not culpable.
Looked in electroshock therapy up till the 80s and stuff, weren't there, around some parts of America and even the UK, I think, as well, even for homosexuality in some institutions. So it's not even that.
Homosexuality is not an illness. It's not an illness. Just leave the people be. You know, I'm not being sit here to send and judge you and you. No. I've been sent here to blaze the wicked with fire. Yeah. So you don't have no children, but you must have nieces and nephews, though, innit?
Yeah, of course.
A lot of gay people haven't got children. A lot of them haven't got children, but they don't hate children. And as for this thing about that drag show, I remember the trannies used to be like, if we visited somewhere where there was kids, like, you know, we went to see Auntie so-and-so and there was kids, you see the tranny just give them £5 and tell them to move so they don't see the 5 o'clock shadow. Do you know what I mean? Didn't want no harm for the children, but...
Exactly, yeah, we don't give a shit, do you know what I mean? Like,
right? They're not interested in children. If anything, they avoided children because the children say, why can you got a beard? Because it's 5 o'clock shadow becoming. And I'm not being horrible. I'm just saying they would. Yeah. Listen, some trannies can be vicious, but then again, some straight people can be vicious. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It happens. That's the person's nature. Some people can be just horrible people. You can be as kind as you want to them, and they're just horrible. At the end of the day, just let them be. Let them fucking be. I've lost contact with all my tranny friends from the 80s, but they were badass. They were badass. End of. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't come and say nothing to me because they'd be a 6-footer looking at you saying, yeah, end of. That's all there is to it. So I ain't got a problem. But don't come and tell me you're having a period. Yeah, that stuff. I'm like, sit down. Just sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're having a period, what am I doing? And I've got 2 ball sacks on my back to, like, you know, shoot some sperm out. Shut up.
Well, that was some of the stuff that I thought must have been some kind of right-wing psyop, because I thought no one's actually doing that, are they? And I just couldn't believe that it was
That's
reality.
not a right-wing psyop. That's a Marxist Jew thing. That's a Marxist Jew thing. That's this. No, that one is not a right-wing psyop. A left-wing psyop, yeah, we can go there. But the right-wing, no. Well, maybe, you never know. We don't even know anymore who the enemy is. We have to wait until they confront us one by one. You know what? You might be right still. You might even be right. There might be psyops. Yeah, psyops all the fucking time. Yeah, imagine their worst fear: the trannies, the gays, and the straights coming together and saying, "Is it really? Oh, you're going to take control of my money?" Listen, they did that stuff. They tried that stuff in Nigeria. The people tried of queuing up outside the ATMs, so they started taking the whole ATM out.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, Lebanon. They went in there they fucking went in there with submachine guns. Said, "I want my money and I want it now." Do you remember? Like
They had
6
like
years
pitch.
ago, 7 years ago, when the EU something happened in Cyprus, all the banks crashed and people couldn't get their money.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Or
don't
even
got no
Northern
money,
Rock.
so it don't matter. I can show you. I'm in private. I can show you my thing that says, yeah, your current balance is 76p, right? So I'm worthless to them. I'm worthless to them. And that's what these people say. Invest in precious metals, and if push come to shove and there was an apocalypse, where are you going to take all your precious metals and run?
Mm.
Where are you going to get all your cans of food that you've stacked? I don't know. I mean, I'm getting old and I'm getting tired of this shit. But you know, if we have to Mad Max it, we Mad Max it. That's all there is to it.
I think it's due.
Oh,
After the years we've had, things have really kind of gone stagnant at the moment, and everyone's just angry about stupid shit, like all this trans and LGBT shit going on, and it all just feels like such a distraction, you know. But it's
of
just going
course
on.
it is. Yeah, yeah. So they said yes. So what they've done is, right, for the non-thinking gays and the ones that are only gay because it's a political advantage.
Mm.
Some people, like Morgan said earlier on, she went through all she went through to become as she is and find herself. For them to come along and ride on her coattails, nah, bruv, that's just wrong. And then the ones that come in, I identify as Korean. No, you're blonde. Shut up, sit down. I identify
Yeah.
as black. No, you're not black, baby. You're not black. They get black people mad. You know what I mean? Then people get black people really, really mad. Right? They get them really fucking mad. Yeah? And this, what we need, you know what we need? We need gay boys, especially rent boys, that were put on that path, yeah, against their own will from young. We
To
need
speak up.
them on board. That's the one we need coming out and telling stories, their testimonials, yeah, about how uncle or mum's boyfriend or whatever or mum's sister. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But there's a reason why they aren't, and because it's dangerous.
We don't
And
name
that's why.
names. Well, there is that as well because it's a very close shot. It's a They don't have to show their faces. They don't have to show their faces. They can put a mask on.
Mm. Mm.
They can put a mask on.
It's such a
You know,
difficult area to
even
deal
even in the lesbian scene, right? We've always known there's femmes and butches. You know what I mean? It's always been like that. So, you know, I've got hairs on my chin. It doesn't make me a fucking man. I've got old chrome hairs, whiskers on my chin. It doesn't. Oh, you want to see it when I've not had a wax? It's frightening. I look in the mirror sometimes. I'm like, oh fuck, right? But it don't make me a man. Strong woman. I'm not the most feminine of women. I know this. You don't have to tell me. I'm good with that. I am how I am. But when it comes to as bold as I am and all of that, you know, if you needed me to look after you, you'd see Mama coming out there. Do you understand me? And that's another thing for straight people to remember as well. Yeah, a lot of gay people have had the doors closed on them by their families. So if you find a nice gay person and they're nice, just be their big sister. Do you know what I mean? Obviously done, you know, appropriately. Yeah. But remember, they need love too. Because if your mum and dad has closed the door on you and your family don't talk to you and they try and make your life hell, just be nice to them. You know, just a drop of human kindness. Yeah?
especially if they're watching videos like this and they're awake, so they've already been alienated from their friends and families because of other reasons too, you know.
Yeah? I'll tell you what would be useful to know as well, the amount of suicide in young gay people, real gay people, not pretend gay people, real gay people. Yeah? And the mental health as well. I mean, you know, I'm officially got on the mental health fucking register. But I'm just saying, There's different, and how many gay people are on serious dependency on drugs, prescription and street, because they have so much pain in their lives.
Yeah, Big Pharma makes a lot of money off the LGBT community for a lot of different drugs.
There you go. There you go. And now they want to push them on the kids as well.
Yeah. And they want all these gay men.
Let them play with their Pokemon. Let them play with their fucking whatever it is that children are doing. I lose track. Fortnite, whatever it is that they're fucking playing or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just let them be. Let them be. My son tells me about his gay friends at work. And half the time I'm screaming with laughter. He's not ridiculing them. He's just telling me the story and what have you. End of. If you are okay in yourself as a heterosexual woman or a heterosexual man, you don't need to be afraid of a gay person.
Yeah, and I always say, you know, like, it's okay if you don't understand how someone can be gay, because why would you if you're straight? Of course you wouldn't understand it. You're straight.
That's a very valid point. That's a very, very valid point. That's a very valid point. Yeah. Some of the best shows I've been to have been drag shows. Yeah, I used to go to the Black Cap in Camden Town.
Oh yeah, awesome. I used to love Camden.
Amateur drag night. I don't know. I haven't been there for 30 odd years at the Vauxhall Tavern. Oh, and there used to be a little one get up there, a little old one get up there and sing Total Eclipse of the Heart. And the place used to come down, there's a big roar in it, and everybody used to, like, you know, that's their little moment, you know, give them their moment. Be generous. Be generous. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be generous. Do you know what I mean? Just see people as people first. Just see people as people. Take each one on the individual merits or lack of them. Yeah, we have used discernment. Don't be rose-coloured glasses, lovely on rose with everything. Just keep it real. Yeah, keep it real. I remember Queenie. We used to call him Queenie. Yeah, and he went to an all-black place, an illegal one. And he was there with his friend, black guy, old black guy. I also said, why bring batty man in the place? There was a screwdriver. The black guy he was with put a screwdriver right through his face. No fucking lie, you know. He said, I went to a place like that one night, and he said, "Oh, I'm coming, girl." And I thought, oh, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. Listen, where the drink was coming from, where the weed was coming from, everybody fucking knew and was slapping him on the back. I was like, okay, you a good night out. Okay, I didn't know. I was only in my 20s. I had no idea. Yeah, so it depends how you carry yourself. Yeah, if you're a gay man, still you can be gay, but you can still be a man. Look how many armies they encourage. Right back to the Spartans, they encourage men-to-men relationships, so they know man with his lover will fight harder to defend.
Yeah, that's been going on for hundreds of years, hasn't it? So
yeah, it's like, look how many women went to sea disguised as boys. There is that too. I don't know what to say, sweetie. I don't know what to say, Rob. I don't know what to say. Just fucking the milk of human kindness. Yeah. I don't know. I think they've moved out now. We said the gay couple around the corner with their little dogs. They used to and two men to take their dogs out for a walk. They had a lovely house. I used to give them a little hug every time I used to see them. I said, yes, I can have a little hug. Yeah. They give the best hugs. Just chill, man. Chill. It is the way they are. If that's what their preference is, if that's what they're attracted to, who are you to say it's right or wrong? As long as they're not harming you or harming the innocent, let them be. The world is bigger than what we can imagine, and things that go on in there. Yeah, the gay man with his partner is not your fucking problem. The government is the fucking problem and what they're trying to do. And that's what we've all got in common. They're trying to shaft us all.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why they don't want us united.
They
That's why they want to split us up.
They don't fucking want us united. But you know what? They made a big mistake, because when the Muslims get on board, God, I'm sorry, but when they get on board, yeah, I had loads of Muslim cab drivers, and I used to say to them, "Do you know what? This is what they're doing in schools." No, yes, and this is what's in the thing. You know that? No, sister, thank you. I'm like, "You're all right, mate. Drive on."
Just one at a time.
One at a time. On the bus as well. On the bus. Some of them still wear masks on the bus. And I'm like, bruh, you do know that you're breathing in your own carbon dioxide, which is actually toxic to and it's not beneficial to your lungs. You do know this, don't you? I've had it out with the doctors. Yeah, so I can't do this on the phone. I have to see your knees. Okay. I said, before I come in, I'm letting you know now. I ain't wearing a mask. Do not offer me a visor, because that's just a load of fuckery. That's just a load of nonsense, right? Yeah. But I said, but what? The virus hasn't been isolated yet. He goes, I'll see you at 12, Momma Zeus. I said, okay. I said to them, what did you all do when it was flu season? Every year before the COVID, it was flu season. You never wore no masks. And now they've got amnesty up. They've got an amnesty poster. I'll show it to you. I'll send it to you in some surgery saying that we are a safe surgery. You know, they don't want, you know, they just want proof of address and all of that. They don't need to know where you've come from and if you're illegal or illegal. So what if they've been poisoned and they've been sent in with things that have been annihilated already? You know, things that have, like with diseases, well, they've been inoculated with diseases that we don't have no more.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And like a lot of these mad people that you see, these migrants that are doing mad things, yeah, they've got them on what they think is cough medicine. It's not. They've got them on like some fucking, you know, third-rate fucking methadone. I remember years ago we had a Moroccan neighbour, and he came back from Morocco for a visit, and he said they were selling, you know, the big pharma drugs that don't pass the requirements in Europe. You know, that they sell them over there in Morocco and all those countries. So you've got people strung out on, like, you know, dodgy Ritalin and dodgy methadone and dodgy what knows what, and they pump them up and they send them over here. And you wonder why they're trying to grab little children from their mothers in the street as they're walking, because that's happening up north as well. Kids are just disappearing. They're walking down the street and they're snatching children, like all different dodgy people, and not necessarily from one demographics either. Yeah, but this with it's. I feel sorry for the real refugees that do need asylum, the real ones that really are political, you know, dissidents and what have you. The rest are fighting age fucking men coming over, love.
Yeah, and they've got everyone's attention focused on drag queens.
I do like a good drag show, like a proper, you know, Pearl and Betty Davies drag show. I don't mind them. No, they're fabulous. The one-liners are like exquisite. You know what I mean? They're champion. Like this shit now. Well, you need to go and show your fucking bollocks for to a child.
But it's reflective of popular culture now, though, isn't it? As well, like pop music and stuff. It's like it's pretty rank, like all of it. You know, Sam Smith.
Oh, don't. He looks vile. No, bruv. No, bruv. No. If anybody should not be wearing bondage, it should be him. He should not be allowed to wear bondage. He looks awful. He looks awful.
Yeah, and he doesn't help our image either. Do you know what I mean? Celebrities like that have been pushed do not help our image. Little Nas does not help our image.
If I was a dominatrix and he turned up, I'd refuse him entrance. I'm telling you, I don't care how much money he got. He just looked wrong. He just looks, he's a wrong un, you know. And it's like, what? No, it's just fucking, no, bruv. You know, it'd be like me trying to wear a spandex with my big overgrown, you know, mother's you know, no. It just looked wrong, bruv. It looked wrong. You know, I've got my belly. You know what I mean? I've got my belly. My legs are all right. My arms are all right. But I've got my belly. I've had 3 operations, so there's no muscles left there. And I'm going to wear spandex. Yeah, like a tight thing. No. Or like if they've got like the big, like certain women have got all the cellulite and they've got those like leggings on and they're so tight that you can see the cellulite through the leggings. Oh, bruv, it just looks wrong. It just looks fucking wrong. Have some self-respect. Have some dignity, for God's sake. You know what I mean?
Respect for a price or something, like for fame.
No, he looks
so
wrong. Sam Smith looks wrong, bruv.
Something happened.
And then you've got the blacks going, you know, and what we're getting now is we're getting black churches, they're firing them up. It's all, and then you've got the evangelicals, the white evangelicals, the black Pentecostals, and all of that. Yeah, it's a madness. It's a fucking madness.
Yeah,
in the
and that's why.
In the meantime, certain religious beliefs are caning it. They're caning it in. What? You think that they're going to do drag time at a private Jewish school? Are they? Or are they going to go to an Islamic school that's funded by the King of Saudi, wherever? No, they're not going to go there. No, where do they come? They come to the government. And, you know, how does it... First of all, for me to go to, if I wanted to go to the school next door to me, the school, just to tell them about someone's parked in front of my driveway and I can't get in, I would have to pass certain kind of checks. I'd be like, I'd have to tell them my name, I'd have to tell them my address, they probably wouldn't even let me in the school. Right? If I wanted to go and teach in school, they would look into me and they would look into my rap sheet, whether I've got a rap sheet or not. God knows what my mental health, God knows what else. So where are these ones coming in? And just gesticulating in front of children. What is that?
Infiltration at a level that like is just very, very fucking sneaky. I have no idea.
You know, if you were coming to a school, yeah, just as you with your guitar to sing, you know, they invite you as a local person to sing, to educate children on, I don't know, on something to do with what we're talking about, but like, you know, at an acceptable level, at a reasonable level. Do you know what I mean? You with your guitar, as you are, no problem. You know, about peace, about whatever, something nice, yeah? But these books, explicit books, what does a 5-year-old need to know about anal sex for? It just about knows how to go to the toilet and wipe itself.
I've had arguments with people that try to say that these books are fine, and I'm like, look at this material. You cannot deny this. You can't just say that this is acceptable because that's what, like, you know, freedom of speech is, that we should allow that. Like, that's
not freedom of speech. That is infiltration. That is trying to subject children, yeah, to inappropriate information, age inappropriate information. If you can't vote to your certain age, you can't drive, you can't drink, you can't buy cigarettes. Why do you need to know about anal sex?
Yeah, and that should override the freedom of speech. So
that's not freedom of speech. That is wrong teachings. That is wrong thinking. That is stuff that has no need to be anywhere near children. I wouldn't expect to go into school and teach children tarot.
Yeah.
You don't bring a strip dancer, yeah. Let's accept the girls that jiggle wiggle for dollars. Let's accept them. You don't bring a pole dancer into a school.
Yeah.
You don't take children to night. Well, what does it say? Nightclub, you have to be a certain age to get in, don't you?
Yeah, it's crazy, but it just seems like they've been pushing more of this over the last couple of years. I think they've been pushing it for a long time. You know, I've seen
First it was
stuff
the
like that.
rainbow flag. Now it's the rainbow flag with the child love flag in there. Yeah,
Hmm.
am I right?
I don't think that's what it is, actually. To be honest, I have no idea what it is. They've got the
I
BLM
saw
thing
a
in
post
there.
where the pink is for little girls, the blue is for little boys, and the
Yeah,
yellow is for something else.
I don't know what the circle means. I have no fucking clue. You know, so an example is like I'm a member of the LGBT community and I have no idea what that flag means, and I probably should, but I don't. And there's probably many like me who have no idea and probably don't even care as well. You know,
Find out, so we know what we're talking about. Okay, you know, in Tesco's they've got the flags up and they've got the displays.
yeah, yeah.
I've been shopping there for over 30 years. I have yet to see them do such a promotion for the British Heart Care Foundation, for Save the Children, for pets. The most you get is, you know, when you spend money at Tesco's, they give you little tokens and you choose which bird charity or squirrel charity. There's a box where you put your little tokens in and they donate to them. That's the most I've seen. Yeah, British Heart Foundation, Alzheimer's, what was it? There was the charity for age concern.
It almost seems like they're putting it all out so hard and so much that they're doing it deliberately to annoy and distract, to annoy everyone, get everyone enraged and
And those
fighting,
that they
and
don't
just
annoy just to plant it in their heads and think it's the norm.
yeah. Well, that's not working.
Well, let's have a table with, well, let's have live strippers in, jiggling their booty and scoring crack after their fucking show. Let's have that in. Why not? Let's bring the pimps in. Oh, we have got one. It's called Andrew Tate. If you're going to run an online webcam business, run your webcam business and shut the fuck up. Do not be a spokesman for wokeness.
Yeah, he was put in to divide people straight away, wasn't he?
You know, like
I agreed with things that he said, but I
there's a
still
lot of the
agreed.
things he says he's not wrong, but who put him there? Because when we say the same things, we're fucking censored, we're fact checked, and everything else. So how comes he's not?
Exactly.
He's no help. He's no help. And his head and his body, they don't look right. They're improportionate. I'm looking, I'm thinking, this is Malacca. What is this? What is this? And then
It's
you got
really bad.
all the dolly birds. Quick, watch this before they take it down. You got 127,000 likes. Shut up. No one's taking your thing down.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Where do they
this is
find this fucking? Well, listen. If they put CIA people in, trained CIA operatives in positions of news prominence, you know, to tell us the news, to read the news, you think they're not going to infiltrate social media?
you, you would well, people don't realize that they would probably infiltrate that more because they know that the world's changed so much that people's attention is on this more than
They're
TV.
not going to
People
let this slide. They're not going to let this slide. They know MSN is dead. They know MSN is a joke. Yeah, it's a ridicule, right? And now, 3 years later, the conspiracy theorists, the tin-foil hat people, were right. Well, they're not going to let it slide. They want a piece of the pie. And they've got the
yeah.
audacity to offer us blue ticks after all the shadow banning they've done on us, after all the fact checking. Your account is in danger of being, you know, terminated or suspended and all that. Do you want me to pay you for a blue tick? Fuck off.
Are you sure you want to follow this person? They're known to spread misinformation. It's like that's the worst. I love it when I get someone
Definitely.
who's
The answer to that is, oh, absolutely. Yes, follow.
I get messages of people I've been warned not to follow you.
Oh, this
Like,
person repeatedly posts disinformation or whatever it is, or missing the context. He didn't say this, he said that. Shut up.
it's a badge of honor now. It really is. So, Mama, we've only got 20 seconds left, so
Okay,
I'm
baby,
probably going
thank you. And give Morgan
to...
my love. I was impressed with him. And she's got the brains as well, you know what I mean? I love you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.